Welcome to the deep dive. Ever find yourself, mid-sentence in English and the word you need just vanishes?
Oh, absolutely. It happens to everyone learning a language. It's super common.
Yeah, really frustrating though. So today we're doing a deep dive based on some great points from the English Dose podcast.
Exactly. We want to figure out why this happens, um, and maybe get you some practical ways to handle it so you can speak more, well, smoothly.
Sounds good. So first things first, why does this word blank happen? Pressure seems to be a big one.
Definitely. Think about it when you speak. Your brain is doing a lot at once. You're thinking of the idea, finding words, getting the grammar right, pronunciation.
That's a lot to juggle.
It is.
Oh.
And English Dose highlights how being nervous, maybe worrying about mistakes, just adds this layer of pressure. It can kind of cause your brain to uh, freeze up a bit.
Like stage fright for speaking.
Sort of, yeah. It blocks access to words you actually know are in there somewhere.
Yeah.
So it's good for you to know it's not a memory failure. It's often just overwhelm.
Okay, that makes sense. Another point they brought up was this idea of passive versus active knowledge.
Right. This is crucial. Passive knowledge is when you, see or hear a word and you understand it. Oh, yeah, I know that word.
You recognize it.
Exactly. But active knowledge is being able to pull that word out yourself spontaneously when you're talking, and just studying lists doesn't automatically make words active.
So you need to actually use them for them to be ready when you need them.
Precisely. You have to practice retrieving them, putting them into sentences yourself.
Which leads nicely into the next reason, right? The lack of real-world practice.
Learning from books or apps is great. It builds that foundation. But English Dose points out it doesn't quite mimic the fast pace and unpredictability of a real conversation.
You need that dynamic back and forth.
You do. That's what trains your brain to access words quickly, under pressure, in real time.
Okay, so that covers the why. Let's shift to the what. What can you actually do about it? English Dose had some solid tips. First up, just speak more.
Sounds simple, but it's fundamental. The more often you speak, the stronger those neural pathways for retrieving words become.
Practice makes perfect, or at least much better.
Exactly. And they even suggest talking to yourself. It still counts as practice for pulling those words out.
Interesting. What about shadowing? That was another technique mentioned.
Yeah, shadowing is great. It's basically where you listen to English audio, maybe a podcast or a video, and you repeat what you hear, trying to match the pronunciation and rhythm.
How does that help with finding words, though?
Well, it connects the sound, the meaning, and the mouth movements. It helps embed vocabulary in a more holistic way, moving it towards that active usage we talked about. It's like bridging the gap.
Got it. Okay, but what happens in the moment? You were talking the word disappears. Panic sets in.
Right. So strategy 3 is about using simpler words and circumlocution. Don't feel like you have to use fancy vocabulary.
Just get the meaning across.
Exactly. Use words you do know. And if you forget a specific word, like tablet, you can describe it. English Dose gave that example. Say, it's like a small computer you can carry.
Describe around the word. That's smart. Takes the pressure off finding that one perfect word.
And that leads to the last tip. Stay calm and give yourself a moment. It's okay to pause.
It feels awkward, though, doesn't it?
It can, but it's actually really normal. Even native speakers pause to think. English Dose suggests using little phrases like, what's the word I'm looking for? Or just let me think for a second.
Buys you time and sounds natural.
Totally natural. It shows you're engaged, just searching for the right expression.
Okay, so wrapping this up, the main message seems to be forgetting words is totally normal. It's part of the learning process.
Absolutely. Don't beat yourself up about it. It doesn't mean you're failing or not learning.
And every time you do speak, even with the pauses and the searching, you're actually training your brain.
You're strengthening those connections, building fluency step by step. Consistent practice, even imperfect practice, is the key.
Keep at it, stay positive. So here's something to think about. Next time you're speaking English and hit one of those blanks, which one of these strategies, maybe describing the word or just taking a calm pause, could you consciously try out? See how it feels?